today is filled with mystery and uniqueness. Let us embark on a journey to explore life in Bangladesh, a country rich in history and culture, yet bound by strict religious customs. Despite its deep-rooted traditions, Bangladesh is home to paradoxes such as legalized prostitution and polygamy. Join us as we uncover the complexities of this fascinating land. Bangladesh, a nation of contrasts. Located in South Asia, Bangladesh is a densely populated country with over 160 million people. Spanning approximately 147,570 square kilometers, it shares borders with India to the west and north, Myanmar to the east, and the Bay of Bengal to the south. Geographically, much of Bangladesh lies within the Ganges Delta, a region shaped by an intricate river system that nourishes one of the most fertile floodplains in the world. Despite its agricultural strength and natural resources, the country faces persistent challenges such as poverty and social inequalities, religion and social structure. With nearly 90% of its population practicing Islam, religious principles deeply influence daily life. Islamic laws and customs are strictly observed, shaping societal norms and personal conduct. However, beneath this religious devotion lies a stark contradiction. Bangladesh harbors one of the largest and oldest red light districts in South Asia. According to reports, nearly 100,000 women are engaged in sex work, with around 10% being minors. Many of these women are driven into prostitution due to poverty, often sold or coerced into the industry. The dark reality of prostitution. One of the most infamous brothels, Kandapura, houses between 100 to 200 prostitutes, though the actual number could be much higher. The reality within these establishments is harrowing. Many underage girls are hidden away from authorities, forced into work before their bodies have fully matured. To appear more attractive, some are given aura, a cattle-fattening drug that induces rapid weight gain. The long-term effects of this substance are fatal, yet many continue its use, seeing it as a means of survival. Despite these grim circumstances, efforts are being made to improve the situation. Various organizations provide vocational training, medical aid, and community support to help women transition into safer livelihoods. Yet, breaking free from this cycle remains an uphill battle. The deep entanglement of poverty, societal stigma, and lack of governmental intervention makes it difficult to implement sustainable solutions. The tragedy of child brides. Beyond the brothels, another heartbreaking reality persists: child marriage. According to UNICEF, Bangladesh has one of the highest rates of child marriage globally. Approximately 29% of girls are married before the age of 15, while 65% are wed before turning 18. This tradition, deeply ingrained in Bangladeshi culture, often forces young girls to abandon their education and exposes them to domestic violence and early pregnancies, which carry severe health risks. One of the primary drivers of child marriage is the dowry system. In Bangladesh, the younger the bride, the lower the dowry required. Families, struggling with financial burdens, often see early marriage as an escape from poverty. However, if a bride's family fails to meet dowry demands, the girl may suffer abuse at the hands of her husband's family, trapped in a cycle of violence and oppression. A call for change. While tradition and economic hardships continue to fuel these issues, awareness and intervention efforts offer a glimmer of hope. Social activists, NGOs, and international organizations are working tirelessly to protect the rights of women and girls, advocating for legislative reforms and educational programs to break the chains of systemic oppression. However, true change requires a collective effort from the government, civil society, and global partners to establish long-term solutions. Women and children in Bangladesh deserve freedom, safety, and the opportunity for a better future. The road to transformation is long and complex, but with persistent efforts, a day may come when they can lead dignified, fulfilling lives. Until then, the fight for justice must continue. If you found this content insightful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more thought-provoking discussions. Stay tuned for more eye-opening stories from around the world. Bangladesh is a nation of diverse ethnic groups. While nearly 100% of its population identifies as Bengali, there are indigenous communities who have lived here for centuries. Among them, the Marma tribe, primarily residing in the Chittagong Hill Tracts, stands out for its unique customs. One of the most striking traditions of the Marma people is the practice of polygamy, which has been part of their culture for generations. The unique Marma tradition. According to ancient beliefs, a man within the Marma community who remains unmarried must be chosen by a woman to become her husband. This practice, however, is exclusive to men, making it a rare and intriguing custom. When a woman selects her new husband, she compensates for this arrangement by offering one of her daughters as a second wife to him. This system, meant to maintain familial unity, ensures that the mother remains the dominant figure in the household, guiding both her daughter and husband in family affairs. For generations, this practice was viewed as a sacred bond between mother and daughter, designed to uphold tradition and strengthen the family unit. However, in modern times, many Marma women are beginning to question its fairness, particularly for young girls who have no choice in the matter. While some see this tradition as an essential part of their heritage, others believe it restricts personal freedom and the right to choose one's own future. Changing attitudes and the struggle for freedom. As awareness of individual rights spreads, more women are speaking out against age-old customs. International human rights organizations and NGOs are working tirelessly to highlight the struggles of Marma women. Their stories are gaining global recognition, prompting discussions on personal choice and freedom. Various campaigns are raising awareness about women's rights, and seminars are being held to abolish unjust practices. Educational programs and media initiatives are playing a crucial role in shifting perspectives. As a result, younger generations are increasingly rejecting these outdated customs, opting for personal freedom and self-determination. The battle for change is not an easy one, as deeply ingrained traditions are not easily overturned. However, with continued efforts from activists and organizations, the movement for women's rights in Bangladesh is gaining momentum. If you have thoughts on this custom, feel free to share them in the comments below. Bangladesh's historical journey. Bangladesh's history dates back thousands of years, with its roots in the ancient Maurya and Gupta empires. By the late 19th century, the region became part of the British Empire under the Bengal Presidency. Following India's independence in 1947, Bengal was divided into two parts. West Bengal became part of India, while East Bengal became East Pakistan. The struggle for autonomy culminated in the 1971 Bangladesh Liberation War, leading to its recognition as an independent nation. Dhaka, the capital, became the political and economic center of the country. The economic landscape. Today, Bangladesh is known for its thriving textile industry, making it the world's second-largest garment exporter. Major fashion brands such as H&M, Zara, Primark, and Adidas rely heavily on Bangladeshi textile production. The garment sector contributes over 80% to the country's GDP, employing millions of workers. While economic growth has surged, concerns remain about labor conditions and fair wages in the industry. Language, culture, and urban challenges. The official language of Bangladesh is Bengali, though English and Urdu are also spoken, particularly in business settings. Despite its rich cultural history, Bangladesh struggles with environmental challenges. Dhaka, one of the most densely populated cities in the world, faces severe air pollution caused by uncontrolled vehicle emissions and rapid urbanization. The city's congestion and pollution levels pose a significant threat to public health. Despite these challenges, Bangladesh continues to evolve, embracing progress while navigating its historical complexities. The push for social change, gender equality, and economic growth is reshaping the nation's future. As we look ahead, the resilience of its people will determine how Bangladesh balances tradition with modernization, paving the way for a brighter and more inclusive society. Bangladesh, a country with a rich cultural and historical background, is home to diverse ethnic groups. Despite its nearly homogeneous population of Bengalis, the nation also includes indigenous communities such as the Marma, a small tribal group primarily residing in the Chittagong Hill Tracts. The Marma people have long upheld unique traditions, some of which have sparked debate and controversy over time. One such tradition, deeply rooted in the Marma culture, involves a unique form of polygamy. According to ancestral customs, when a man from the tribe becomes a widower or remains unmarried for an extended period, the community ensures he finds companionship. The chosen individual is usually young, single, and deemed suitable by tribal elders. However, the most striking aspect of this tradition is that the man's new wife is often selected from within the family, typically a younger daughter of his previous wife. For centuries, this practice has been regarded as a way to maintain familial unity, protect inheritance rights, and provide continued care for the household. The mother, even after relinquishing her role as a spouse, retains authority and safeguards family assets. This arrangement was once considered practical, ensuring that wealth and responsibilities remained within the family circle. However, in modern times, many Marma women have begun to question this tradition. They see it as an outdated custom that denies young girls the right to choose their own futures. Though some older generations argue that the practice fosters strong family bonds, younger women increasingly resist being forced into such arrangements. Many believe that their happiness and personal freedom should not be sacrificed for the sake of tradition. As societal awareness grows, international organizations and human rights groups have turned their attention to these customs, advocating for the rights of women in indigenous communities. Campaigns for education, gender equality, and legal reform have begun reshaping attitudes, inspiring young Marma women to voice their concerns and demand change. While these traditions remain deeply ingrained in the culture, they are gradually evolving as the younger generation seeks a future unshackled from the past. Beyond these cultural dynamics, Bangladesh itself boasts a vibrant and complex identity. Once part of ancient empires like the Maurya and Gupta dynasties, the region underwent significant transformations throughout history. In the late 19th century, it became a British colony, forming part of Bengal. After India gained independence in 1947, Bengal was split into two. West Bengal became part of India, while East Bengal was incorporated into Pakistan as East Pakistan. However, tensions escalated, culminating in the Bangladesh Liberation War of 1971, leading to the country's independence. Today, Dhaka, the capital and largest city, serves as the political and economic hub of Bangladesh. The nation has carved a niche in the global economy, particularly in the textile industry, where it ranks as the world's second-largest garment exporter. Brands like H&M, Zara, Primark, and Adidas source their products from Bangladesh, with the industry contributing over 80% of the country's export revenue. Despite its economic progress, Bangladesh faces pressing challenges such as pollution and noise congestion. The rapid expansion of industries, particularly in urban areas, has led to severe environmental degradation. Dhaka, one of the most densely populated cities in the world, struggles with overwhelming traffic, unchecked vehicular emissions, and constant construction activities, all of which contribute to hazardous living conditions. The cacophony of blaring car horns and never-ending roadwork disrupts daily life, adding to the difficulties faced by residents. Yet, amidst these issues, Bangladesh offers an incredibly rich cultural and natural landscape. Its cuisine, heavily influenced by Middle Eastern, Indian, and Southeast Asian flavors, showcases a variety of aromatic dishes. Rice, fish, and vegetables form the staple diet, with the hilsa fish holding a special place in Bengali cuisine. Popular dishes such as biryani, bunna, and kachuri tantalize the taste buds with their intricate blend of spices. Street food, including samosas, fuchka, and jalebi, reflects the country's culinary diversity, while desserts like rasagala and kamcham add a sweet touch to its gastronomic heritage. Tourism in Bangladesh is equally captivating. The historic Lalbagh Fort and the Pink Palace in Dhaka stand as reminders of the country's Mughal past. Cox's Bazar, boasting the world's longest unbroken sandy beach, attracts visitors with its pristine beauty and tranquil waters. Meanwhile, the Sundarbans, the world's largest mangrove forest and a UNESCO World Heritage Site, serves as a sanctuary for the endangered Bengal tiger. The Chittagong Hill Tracts, with their breathtaking landscapes and indigenous communities, provide opportunities for adventure and cultural exploration. Tea gardens in Sylhet, the ancient mosque city of Bagherhat, and the serene lakes of Rangamati further enrich the country's tourism appeal. Despite its rapid urbanization and modern challenges, Bangladesh remains a land of resilience and warmth. Its people, known for their hospitality and strong cultural identity, continue to shape the nation's future. As the country strides toward progress, balancing tradition and change remains an ongoing journey, one that reflects both the struggles and aspirations of its diverse communities. What are your thoughts on these unique traditions and Bangladesh's evolving landscape? Share your opinions in the comments below. Bangladesh is one of the most densely populated countries in the world, where the fusion of tradition and modernity creates a unique cultural landscape. Family plays a central role in society, with multi-generational households forming strong bonds. The sense of community is evident in festivals, religious ceremonies, and weddings, where people come together to share joy and support one another. The healthcare system in Bangladesh presents both opportunities and challenges. There are 163 hospitals, including 678 government-funded institutions, while private hospitals contribute significantly to medical education and specialized care. However, diseases such as tuberculosis and leprosy remain prevalent, requiring dedicated healthcare centers to combat these illnesses. The World Health Organization reports that Bangladesh allocates about 3% of its GDP to healthcare, but with only 4 hospital beds available per 10,000 people, access to quality medical services remains a pressing concern. Although basic treatments are free in public hospitals, many patients must cover medication and consultation costs themselves. The best hospitals, such as Apollo Hospital and United Hospital in Dhaka, cater primarily to expatriates and the elite. To ensure comprehensive medical coverage, international visitors are advised to secure health insurance before arriving. Bangladesh has a long and complex political history, with occasional instances of unrest. Foreign visitors are encouraged to stay informed about the country's stability before traveling. While most areas are relatively safe with low crime rates, densely populated regions experience frequent petty thefts, including pickpocketing and armed robbery. Foreigners are advised to keep their valuables hidden, avoid flashy jewelry, and refrain from using mobile phones in crowded streets, as thieves often operate in coordinated groups, sometimes using motorcycles. The cost of living in Bangladesh is surprisingly affordable. In major cities like Dhaka, monthly rent varies from 5,000 to 50,000 BDT, depending on location and amenities. Safer, more convenient neighborhoods tend to be more expensive. Food and basic necessities are relatively cheap, but imported goods and upscale restaurants can be costly. A simple meal starts at approximately 150 BDT. Public transportation is inexpensive, with bus fares ranging from 10 to 20 BDT per trip. However, private taxis and ride-sharing services can be pricier, depending on distance and negotiation skills. Despite the low cost of living, individual expenses vary based on lifestyle and personal preferences. For expatriates working in Bangladesh, income and taxation depend on residency status. While Bangladeshi citizens must pay taxes on worldwide income, foreign nationals are taxed only on earnings sourced within Bangladesh. Non-residents, those who stay less than 180 days in a tax year, are taxed solely on Bangladeshi income. Residency status is determined by cumulative days spent in the country over multiple years. Foreigners planning to work in Bangladesh may require a business or work visa, which typically grants a 30-day stay. To obtain a visa, applicants must provide a valid passport, hotel booking confirmation, and an invitation letter from a Bangladeshi company. Despite the challenges, Bangladesh remains a fascinating destination with a dynamic blend of cultural heritage, economic growth, and resilience. The warmth and hospitality of its people make it an unforgettable experience for visitors and expatriates alike. As the plane descended toward the bustling city of Dhaka, the anticipation in Michael's chest grew heavier. He had spent weeks preparing for this business trip, ensuring all his documents were in order, double-checking every requirement for his visa. The moment he stepped off the aircraft, the humid air wrapped around him like a thick blanket. He clutched his passport tightly, a small yet vital piece of his journey. Bangladesh's entry process was straightforward, yet he couldn't shake the nervous energy bubbling inside him. He had heard stories. Some travelers breezed through, while others found themselves tangled in bureaucratic red tape. Would his experience be smooth or riddled with unexpected obstacles? Michael approached the immigration counter, his fingers drumming lightly against the counter as he presented his passport and visa documents. The officer, a stern-faced man with sharp eyes, flipped through his pages meticulously. Purpose of visit: the officer asked without looking up. Business, Michael replied promptly, swallowing the lump forming in his throat. A brief silence filled the space between them. The officer nodded slightly before stamping his entry. Relief washed over Michael. One hurdle down. Outside the airport, the cacophony of Dhaka hit him in waves. Honking cars, bustling crowds, the aroma of street food wafting through the air. He had read extensively about Bangladesh, about its vibrant culture and the warmth of its people, but being here in person was an entirely different experience. As he settled into his taxi, he revisited the details of his itinerary. Meetings with potential business partners, exploring investment opportunities, and ensuring compliance with local regulations were all on his agenda. His host had warned him, success in Bangladesh required patience and a keen understanding of its business landscape. The next morning, Michael found himself in a towering glass building in the heart of the financial district. The conference room was filled with executives, their expressions a mixture of curiosity and scrutiny. He had prepared for this moment. His pitch was solid, his research thorough. But as he stood to present, a sudden wave of doubt crept in. What if his proposal didn't resonate? What if cultural nuances he hadn't considered made all the difference? He steadied his breath and launched into his presentation, ensuring he maintained eye contact and conveyed confidence. The executives exchanged glances, nodding occasionally. When he concluded, a moment of silence followed before the head of the panel leaned forward. Impressive, the man finally said. We appreciate your efforts in understanding our market. Let's discuss further. Michael exhaled subtly, a victorious thrill running through him. This was only the beginning, but it was a promising start. His journey in Bangladesh had just begun, and he was ready to embrace whatever came next. If you're planning a trip to Bangladesh, whether for business or leisure, ensure you have all necessary documents, including your passport and visa. Regulations vary, and some nationalities may enter visa-free, so checking with the Bangladeshi consulate beforehand is crucial. For more tips on international travel and visa processes, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned for more insights on navigating global destinations. See you in the next video.